Hey there, and welcome to the Totally Fierce Crochet channel. My name's Thomas, and welcome from France, actually, where we spend the time in between the years from Christmas to the 6th of January. So, bonjour à tous, bienvenue de l'Alsace. And I'm taking this tutorial free time of mine to do a little review, a little recap of my favorite projects of the year and tell you a little bit more about them. And especially since we have quite a few of new subscribers on my channel, so in case you missed them and you still need some extra crochet inspiration with awesome projects, you might find them here in this video. Now, when I think about 2024, it was a year full of personal highlights, especially everything that was about my channel. And this is also my first full year as a creator here on YouTube. And all I can say is, wow, wow, wow. It was packed with so many highlights, and I also think my personal skills, my personal crochet skills improved so much throughout the year. And it was mainly because of all of you, the viewers and the subscribers, who helped to keep this channel alive and going on. And I had so much fun, and I absolutely loved that I also got inspired so much by you out there, either other creators or viewers who gave me ideas and gave me tips on how to improve my work or how to do future projects for you. So before we even start, thank you so much again for such an awesome year here on YouTube. I had no idea that this would be so much fun and that I would enjoy it that much. And I can't wait to continue. Yes, I will basically continue like I finished this year, creating new projects, creating new designs, playing with patterns, discovering new and exciting stitches for you to try as well. And I hope you're going to join me on this journey. So here it is, my little recap of the year, my personal top 5 projects of 2024. And let's start with place number 5. Every time when I see this hand, I feel like 5 creators. So coming in 5th place are, of course, my super awesome granny square chickens. And they really changed the course of my channel so much, because with them, I was able to get like a much broader audience out of the sudden. And the funny thing about this was that the same day my tutorial went online, someone in a Facebook group posted a picture of some other granny square chickens. And I also posted the link to my video in the comments there. After that, it was just crazy. So many people found my tutorial and were able to create my version of the granny square chicken. Now I know there's someone who claims to be the creator, the original creator of the granny square chicken. I got bullied a lot actually for those chickens, but it's all good, hopefully. With that being said, I do have to thank some people who really jumped in and helped me when those trolls are trying to come after me and trying to punish me for something that I clearly didn't do, because I didn't steal any pattern or idea or whatever. And everything I did here was created completely on my own, including all the pictures, all the videos, all the explanations. So thank you to all of you who supported me on those chickens. Personally, I'm still so proud of how they turned out, and especially for that one round. If you've made those chickens, you know which round I mean, with the with 10 different stitches in one go, and then have the quadruple crochet stitch up here to create like these chicken leg parts as a corner. I was so proud when I first made them and I saw how they turned out. And so again, these chickens were like such a huge highlight of my year and a turning point of my channel. So here they are in 5th place. And who knows, maybe something else comes up in the next year. I don't know. Someone already mentioned that you could do like a fish out of this and see how it will turn out. So I'm always open for some little cute and fun granny square animals. Up next, coming in fourth place, are, of course, my fabulous granny square doilies. And I mean, what can I say? The first doily that I made was for Halloween with the skull, and even back then, I was like so impressed with how these turned out and how easy they actually are. And I always saw those beautiful filet crochet doilies on a German Facebook group, and they always were made from a hexagon. So at some point, I was like, how would this look like as a square, as a granny square? Can you even do it as a granny square? So I made my first pattern and then just went with it and played around with it. And I mean, those are just, I mean, this is something I absolutely live for. It's like design and texture and structure and construction. And this is something I absolutely love. And I think they look absolutely stunning on the table. So if you haven't made any of those granny square doilies, I highly encourage you to do so because they are just fabulous. And then after the Halloween one, I decided that I will definitely have to make myself some Christmas granny square doilies. So I created 2 additional designs just for Christmas season or festive season. And I'm pretty sure there will be some doily ideas for, let's say, Easter or maybe even Valentine's Day. So I just love them. I mean, filet crochet has always been perceived as like old fashioned in Germany, I would say. And I think this definitely gives a more modern twist. And you can have so many possibilities in terms of design that you want to do. And as we also saw during the year, you can even transform this into a fun headband, right, Heather? And this was also a moment that I absolutely love because someone out there has an idea and went with it and sent me a picture, and I was like, oh, this is cool. This might be something that others might find interesting and cute as well. And so even when I'm a guy and I don't usually wear headbands, I mean, you've seen me putting it on. This was definitely another sub highlight of the overall highlight with the granny square doilies. And this is why I put it on place number 4. Up next, place number up next, place number 3. And here we have the rocking fingerless mittens. I remember when I created them, it was, of course, for Battle of the Stitches, which was, of course, another very big highlight for me personally this year. And I had my hooded scarf already done, and I was thinking, maybe I should have turned this into a pocket scarf, for example, to also keep your hands warm. But then I just started making these, and the genius part of it, and sorry for calling it this way, for some people this might sound a little bit selfish, but so what? They are genius, so I can call it that way. The genius part of it is that you really can make them in one go, including the thumb. And it took me, I think it took me 3 approaches to nail them, basically, and I couldn't be happier with how they turned out. I mean, I have been wearing them for a while now for walkies or when I visited the Christmas markets, either here in France or in Germany. And all I can say is they are just absolutely perfect. They fit awesome with our rocking stitch. They keep the hands warm, and again, they are made in one go. For me, this is really something that makes me so happy as a crocheter, is when I come up with patterns or structures and things that tend to go more towards engineering rather than having the perfect technique, but something that you can do in one go that looks rather complicated when you think about it. So this was really like a big highlight for me this year, the Fingerless Mittens. And I can already tell you that there will be a sequel of the Rocking Fingerless Mittens, because one of my viewers had the idea of making them into flip top mittens so that you can have them fingerless like this, or with a flip top attached to it. And of course, I love the idea, and I will do a tutorial that's coming probably in January. So it is still winter and we can still wear them with a flip top as a special version of the fingerless mittens. And I can't wait to show it to you. And it will also have like a little button down here, so you can like attach the flip top at the top of your mittens. I mean, I didn't win the battle of the stitches. This one goes out to Connie from Just Another Stitch. Hi, Connie. But I definitely won a super cool project and a super cool crochet design that everyone can make, and I'm sure everyone will be super happy with them. So that's the best win that you can have. And now we are getting closer to the end, because now we are already at place number 2. And number 2 is, of course, my Granny Square Santa. I know this was a rather short and, personally, I would say, simple tutorial and simple project. But again, this was so much fun to create because it challenges a bit the typical granny square. And I remember it was a Saturday evening, we were on the couch, and I was like, why can't I do something with a granny square that goes simple and that in the end looks like a Santa? So this was basically my personal briefing for this granny square ornament. And I sat down, took the colors, and just went with it. And the first version was like way too, I don't know, too many holes to open, and I don't know, but I had a feeling that this would work, so I continued trying things out, and then at some point it was there, and I remember my boyfriend was like, "What are you doing?" And I tried to explain it to him, and he was like, "Okay." And then half an hour later, I was like, "Look." And a little granny square Santa ornament was born, basically, and I couldn't have been happier with how this turned out. So before Christmas, I crocheted 40 of those because I wanted to send them as Christmas cards, and I'm going to show you how I made them. I created this card here, and of course it has a QR code for my channel. So everyone who got them who hasn't subscribed to my channel, do subscribe. And it has a little cutout here on top, so you could like put it in there, the hanger, and then just pull it tight, pull it a little bit up. So in the end, you have the little Santa ornament hanging directly on the card. I think it looks super cute, and also with the very dark Christmas green in the background, and the Santa that pops out so beautifully in front of it, and ho, ho, ho. So this was my Christmas card this year. Of course, you would have like some place in the center to write a nice personal message. But I mean, I couldn't be happier with how this one turned out. And so many people who got the cards wrote me that it was just absolutely awesome. And then you can take the Santa and put it on your Christmas tree, as long as you have one, because personally, I never have a Christmas tree. But I just love sending out little things like this. And this is also why I put this on place number 2. Now, just yesterday, I received a comment or an idea from one of my viewers about how to take this idea for next year and make something else than a Santa. And my head is already spinning. So thank you again for the inspiration yesterday. And there will definitely be something coming next year. And finally, my first place, my favorite project of the year, which is probably by now also my most successful project, which makes me very happy. And of course, it has to be the crochet that looks like knitting. I mean, you know the story about how this came to life. I mean, everything that happened ever since was such a blast, and my head is full of ideas. I even think about making a full book out of it. Because I think it's so much fun. Yesterday, we visited the Christmas market here in Mulhouse, in France, and so many people were looking at this hat. And if I think about how easy it is to make this hat, and it looks so well made and so chic and perfect for winter and Christmas season, I mean, I'm still floored. I'm still so shocked with how beautiful these designs turn out. And of course, it makes me so happy that so many of you were giving them a try and doing beautiful things. I even got a few pictures from viewers with new ideas. You might also have seen the little Christmas ornaments. This was also an idea from a viewer of mine, and something like this just warms my heart and or makes my heart jump, because I think they are just absolutely amazing. And crochet always surprises me with the things that you can do with it. And this was definitely my very personal top highlight, probably for some of you as well. And I can already tell you that the story of the crochet that looks like knitting is going to continue, of course, in the new year with a few more projects, a few more ideas. And I also owe you the different techniques and possibilities to make this not in the round, but also in the flat. There are going to be 3 techniques that I will show you in the next video, probably. I'm still figuring out some things in before that. And then, of course, new ideas with what to do with the stitch. I know some people call it a little bit of a slower stitch, but personally I absolutely love that, because it like really slows down everything and it's so relaxing, and the final result is so rewarding. Of course, if you're a knitter, you can always use the patterns and knit them. I will probably give you a few more free patterns to make with this absolutely gorgeous technique, so feel free to try it out and have as much fun with it as I have. So this was it. It's a wrap. We are totally wrapped. I hope you enjoyed my little review of my personal top 5 projects of the year. I had so much fun, and I can't thank you enough for everything this year. It has been such a blast, and I hope that you will stick around with me in the new year with more projects, more tutorials, more stitches, more everything. And cheers to you, cheers to crochet, cheers to a new year full of even more happy crocheting here on the Totally Fierce Crochet channel. And I see you in the next year. Bye.